Gonna squeeze some girls and now you got your buzz on. You know it's hard to believe. Newcastle Brown can sure smack you down. You take a greasy whore and roll in dance floor. You know you're jailhouse bound. 30 days in the hole. 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 Oh, 30 days. 30 days in the hole. 30 days in the hole. 30 days. Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. So we are back, and again, what you saw there was just a little bit of 30 Days in the Hole, a cover from the Dead Daisies of the legendary Humble Pie. And I just realized that some of you didn't get to see the very beginning of this live broadcast, as we are featuring Doug Aldrich from the Dead Daisies. But so you guys will have an opportunity to see this on demand later on. But again, I do have to say, because we got cut off in the beginning, I want to give a special shout out to my lady, the one and only fairy rock mother, Kiki Plesha, because without you, Rock Titan would not be here today. I mean that sincerely. She is the chief editor of an amazing indie magazine for independent bands called Ion Indie Magazine, ION Indie Magazine. Make sure you go check that out. And then she's got IndieCast TV, which is like a competition for independent bands. They feature their official music videos to really get their career jump-started. And I cannot say enough about the woman. And again, you know, she made sure that we would be able to feature Mr. Doug Aldrich from the Dead Daisies here today. But we have featured Doug many, many times in the past, and it's always a blast, always a good time. One of the nicest people that I've ever met, and he just happens to be a phenomenal guitarist. So, again, everybody, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the tail end of 30 Days in the Hole there. I am going to play it again after my interview with Doug Aldrich, so make sure you stick around until the very end. And everybody, again, if you're enjoying what I'm kind of doing here with Rock Titan Live, please go out, give us a like, give us a follow. Please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Right now, we are actually simulcasting this on the rocktitan.tv website. We are simulcasting this on YouTube, on the rocktitan.tv Facebook page, as well as the YouTube/Rock Titan YouTube channel. So please go out, subscribe, follow, and we've got a lot of great material coming up. I don't want to spoil it for all of you, but without further ado, I know you don't want to listen to me talk, and you're going to hear me talk a little bit more anyway. But you guys want to see Doug, right? You want to know what Mr. Doug Aldrich has been up to? All right. I'm not going to hold out any longer. Everybody, enjoy this. You know, stick around. It's about 25 minutes that we get to talk. And after that, we're going to play again 30 Days in the Hole by the Dead Daisies. Absolutely awesome. With Glenn Hughes as the new frontman, replacing John Corabi and Marco Mendoza really in one fell swoop. But it's awesome. It's just awesome. So everybody enjoy. I am Scotty J. Welcome back to Rock Titan Live, and woo, do we have a guest for you today. I'm very excited, and you've met this guy before. You've met this guy before on Rock Titan Live. We've talked about the Dead Daisies, which he's the guitarist of. Oh, I already gave it away, you know, but then we talked about his other band, Burning Rain. We caught up with him and Keith St. John, and, you know, we always have a good time. And, dude, I cannot wait to talk about some new music we have coming out and some stuff that's streaming right now. But without further ado, everybody, Douglas Aldrich. Doug, how you doing, man?
How are you, brother?
Good, good. How have you been?
I'm good, hanging in there. You know, it's been a trying year so far for everybody, but, you know, we're all staying tough and staying healthy. And, yeah. So, I mean, it's just a little different now. You and I talk about off the air a little bit sometimes. It's like trying to navigate or work out all the different things, how life has changed, working at home and then having kids at home, family stuff. And yeah, there's a lot going on, but it's, it's getting better.
That's good. Yeah, I know you are a family man, and I love that about you. I respect that very much because you're a busy guy. I mean, you are a career musician, a phenomenal guitarist. You've always got a ton going on. But it looks like you're getting a little more technical too, because I know in the past you and we've always used Skype. Now we're on Zoom, and you're in outer space.
We're zoomed up. Yeah,
yeah, man. So,
but, yeah, the thing of it is like I had a lot of time to, in the beginning of when in March, when everything started happening, I was trying to find a way to do some online jamming and stuff, and it's pretty difficult with the latency, the delay and stuff. But found a way to get around it, and we were able to do some fun videos with our phones, and and then the audio. When you took all those phones and put it into Pro Tools, it sounded pretty good. So we decided to, that's why we decided to release the lockdown sessions.
Okay. All right, everybody. So that is what we actually came here to talk to Doug about, because you all know I can be very long-winded. But so the lockdown sessions, and that's all streaming right now. Man, very cool. And obviously for everyone that's been following Rock Titan, and everybody who has been following Rock Titan, go out to YouTube/Rock Titan, subscribe to our podcast, because and go check out the interviews we've done with Doug in the past, because they're great. And of course, I'm going to be putting out a review of the lockdown sessions on the rocktitan.tv website, so you can go check that out, see what I think. Not that you necessarily care, but Doug, the last time that you and I caught up talking Dead Daisies, as a matter of fact, one of the times that we were talking about it, you were with your friend Marco Mendoza, who's a bass player, and of course John Corabi was the lead singer. Things have changed a little bit since then. Now we got a guy who you are very well, accustomed to playing with, and a friend of yours, Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, Glenn Hughes. The story is that the Dead Daisies were formed kind of like Deep Purple, where it was a roundabout where the musicians would come and go, and it would be a situation where people didn't have to do every tour or whatever. And I think we were working a lot with John, had been in the band for a while, with Richard and Marco, and it was a great lineup. But then when Guns N' Roses got out there, they decided to ask me to join and make a record, which we did. And then that lineup, we actually even stayed maybe a little bit more on the road and doing records. And it was really great. But I think John was just getting to the point where he wanted to kind of take a break,
Right.
And he's got a great solo thing that he does, with an acoustic guitar, and kind of tells stories and does some Motley and does some Scream and probably does some Daisies. And he just wanted to kind of chill, do that for a bit. And Marco also has a really successful solo career. He's always on the road working. So unfortunately, not this year, but so we decided, what should we do? Who should we get? And somehow management reached out to Glenn, and I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but when they told me about it, they said, "What do you think?" I was like, "Man, that would be amazing," And I know John's going to do his thing, Marco's going to do his thing. So if that works out, I think it would be really cool. And so we got together and rehearsed with him, and we wrote a few songs together, and we released Righteous Days about a year ago,
right?
Almost a year ago, and we really, it was like a really cool mix of Glenn's sound and the Daisies sound. David Lowey's got this thing that's always been in the Dead Daisies. It's very aggressive, innocent, straight up rock guitar thing, and so it's been working great. So we went into writing mode with Glenn last fall, and to cut back to the lockdown sessions, we were all prepared to put out a record and to tour. We had all these dates booked with a bunch with Judas Priest and a few with Foreigner, and then a bunch of our own, bunch
Man.
of festivals. So everything obviously got moved or canceled. But we just found ourselves wanting to do something to keep connected with the fans, and that's why we decided to do a couple. We did Righteous Days, which had already been released. Unspoken had been released as a single with a lyric video, and that was doing pretty well, for us. During lockdown, it was pretty cool. People were very, very friendly and responsive about the song. And then we decided to do a fun version of Fortunate Son with
Fortunate
Dean.
Son, I love, man. That was a really cool cover. I love Credence, man. I love Credence. That was
Yeah,
good. You put a great spin on that.
I mean, there's the studio version, and then there's a couple of live versions, and then this is the lockdown session one. Is just at home, all of us doing our bits at home, and it would start with either Glenn or myself putting a guitar. I would film myself playing guitar, and then Glenn would sing on it, or Glenn would film himself playing a guitar and sing at the same time, and or a bass, and then send it to me, and then I'd put my bits and then send it to Dean, and so on and so forth. So one of the coolest ones that we did was a version of 30 Days in the Hole, which is we were thinking like, how do we, we should do something different with this. And I just messing around with a bizarre tuning. I don't even know what it is. I've got to go back and figure out what that guitar tuning was. It was just some wacko tuning I just made up, just twisting the strings until it sounded how I wanted it. And I said to Glenn, maybe we should do like almost like a gospel version where you can really shine on this thing. Cause he's out of this world talented. He's an amazing songwriter. Obviously people know that, and they know he's the voice of rock.
He's got a great voice, man.
Yeah. Man, and his bass playing is insane as well. So I was really excited when he joined, and then he and I just recently have been doing some writing, some more writing actually for the future. Who knows what it's for, but probably for a Daisies release of some kind. But so the lockdown sessions are out. We kept pushing back this new album, which, by the way, is called Holy Ground.
Yes.
And so Unspoken was taken from Holy Ground. Holy Ground is going to come out next year,
Okay.
21.
All right.
So we're going to release, actually in the next month, I think, we're going to release another video, another kind of single.
Cool.
But the best is yet to come. The first original singles that we were going to go with, we've got those on hold for when the record's coming out. But these other tracks are really cool, and thought it would be good for the support system of the Dead Daisies to, have something to look forward to.
Well, I gotta say, man, you've definitely made the most of your time, as an entire group, and then of course you as an individual. I think it's really interesting there, Douglas, that the way you talked about how Glenn joined a band. I would have just naturally thought, because of your history with Deep Purple with him and stuff like that, that you were the guy, that kind of said, hey, you know what? We should try him out, that you would have brought him in. But this is one of those things where, no, I mean, he was already kind of handpicked, and they just kind of asked, not necessarily for your blessing, but, your assessment on the matter. And what the heck are you going to say? What are you going to say? No, man, no, Glenn, forget Glenn, man, no way.
I mean, when you're talking about Glenn Hughes, that's like, when you make a change, obviously you always have a possibility that you're going to alienate some fans, and some fans are going to be super happy and some won't be. And because everyone loves Crosby, even,
Sure.
Crosby and Glenn are friends, and Marco and Glenn are friends. But the thing I think you don't want to do is just try and replace somebody like with the same kind of a thing. I think it's really good to mix it up a little bit. And that's why I was really excited about Glenn, because I knew that the sound of the Daisies with the music is going to alter a little bit, but we're going to have, Dean and David and I as a common thread. And then bringing Glenn in on top of that it's just worked out amazing. I'll tell you what really helped too for us to gel was we went to the south of France to write and record the record Holy Ground last year. It was like, I guess it was we were writing in the fall, and I'd go down to Glenn's and we'd do a bit of writing there. And he had some songs I helped him demo so that we could present those. Then we went to France and we all sat down and put in our ideas, and we, with the producer Ben Gross, and put together, the songs that we thought were going to be the best ones. I think there was probably 15 songs at the first break. And then we went back in December and recorded 12. And that's what you have on the album. And it's just turned out really well. But the cool thing was we were locked in this French kind of, it was like a country home.
What a terrible place to be.
I know. The thing is that I never actually even left the facility. I mean, we would sleep there. We would, come down for breakfast and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner together as a band and a team. And it really helped us gel and focus. It wouldn't have been the same if we had done it in LA. Now we've gone through the process and we feel like a band already, with Glenn, although we haven't done any shows. So that's the next step.
Yeah. So this is Holy Ground that you were talking about? That's what you were doing in France?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, one of these days I'll get out there. But yeah, so you guys go from a party of 5 to a party of 4 essentially with the Dead Daisies, because obviously, Glenn's playing bass and he's doing lead vocals. So yeah. There you go. You've got that. But, so getting back to the lockdown sessions right now, 30 days in the hole. Man, that could have been 30 weeks in the hole, man.
Yeah, I know. 56 weeks in the hole or whatever, 65 weeks in the hole.
That's crazy.
Who knows? But
that's crazy. Whose idea was it for Fortunate Son?
That was, we were in the studio we were doing Make Some Noise in 2016, and John Corabi suggested Fortunate Son. And so we thought with that version, it would be fun for Dean to sing. Dean's got a great voice,
Right.
And so Dean took over that one, and probably he'll do that one live. But obviously, the feature is on this lockdown session is Glenn. Glenn's just, and 30 Days in the Hole is so people who haven't heard it, it's a totally different version, acoustic, very gospel, and Glenn just wails on it. And he did it all live. He with these lockdown things, there's no way to like, do multiple takes or something and do a comp. It's just got to be done live. And right. He just killed it. I saw some of the outtakes of other versions that he had done where he maybe didn't like what he had done, and it was like a throwaway. And man, it was like, chicken skin, the way he just delivers the song is incredible.
Now I've heard it, but I haven't necessarily seen it. Was there any video of that?
Yeah, it's all on the Dead Daisies YouTube channel.
How in the world did I miss that? That's a violation. Oh man, everybody, I apologize. But like Doug just said, go out to the Dead Daisies YouTube channel and you'll be able to see it. So, yeah. So are you playing guitar on that, or is that okay?
Yeah, that's it's right an acoustic. It's an acoustic version, and like I said, I don't know. I didn't know what key we should do it in, or I was just talking with Glenn about it, and then I just happened to. I love messing around with different tunings. You can take you can just tune a guitar how it sounds good to you, and then get your fingers on there, and then all of a sudden you've got if you're writing, you come up with new ideas that way. But I just found something that worked good for that song. It's a very simple song anyway, so
right.
Can't really mess it up too bad. But
right.
It turned out really cool because it's very different,
It is. Now it's got to be killing you guys that you can't play live right now. I mean, because I know with every album you've had with the Dead Daisies, you guys are real road dogs. You guys get out there, you support it, you're playing all over the place. Of course, I got to catch up with you live over at the Chameleon in Lancaster, out in my neck of the woods. But yeah. So what are you guys doing right now?
Just practicing at home. I got my daughter a drum kit for Christmas, and that's the only person I've jammed with this year.
Really?
my
A
daughter.
drum kit, not a guitar?
No, well, she's 4.5. She's not ready for guitar yet anyway, but
That's too young. You're telling me that 4.5 is too young to become a guitar virtuoso?
that's you got to leave it up to the kids. And she definitely, we went to Guitar Center, and she definitely was impressed with drums. And like all kids, they love the drummer. You know, they when they see a video or whatever, the drummer's the cool one. You know,
How come you weren't a drummer?
because I'm not cool enough. The thing is, well, you know what happened? How I started playing guitar, it's interesting because I got a son that's almost the same age as when I started. And it was in the summer and there was nothing to do. I mean, I'm an old dude, man. You know, back then there was nothing, there was no electronics, there was none of this stuff that the luxuries we have now. And my friends all went away for the summer, you know, for vacation or for camp or whatever. And the only thing I could find to do was to pick up my sister's acoustic guitar. And it was a classical guitar. And that's my dog.
There you go. There you go. Well, this is an animal-friendly environment. This is animal-friendly. As long as you don't go getting attacked. That would be horrible. But, of course, this is your dog, so that would not happen. My dog would attack me, so.
This is a little thing to keep us occupied this summer. It was Lucy. We got Lucy. We had a Boston Terrier.
Nice.
And we lost her it was about 5 years ago we lost her. And so we were just waiting until my daughter was old enough. And then we got Lucy.
Look at that. Very
She's
nice.
She's circling. Oh no, there she goes.
You got her fully trained? She trained?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Yeah, she just got her final shots, so we were able to, now we can take her for a walk, which is good. But anyway, I started playing guitar because there was nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was out of boredom. And so with little kids, you gotta let them figure out what to do. And I think it helps for me is like to monitor the electronics, not have too many electronics for the kids to get distracted on. But yeah, back to the point. So she loved drums, and I made some videos of her and stuck them online, and people loved it, man. She's kind of a natural as a drummer. I really would like her to sing, but we'll see what happens.
You got Dean teaching her any licks? You ain't giving her any lessons?
Well, he was involved in helping with the drum kit for her, but I haven't seen Dean since recording.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Dean lives up in north of Portland, and in the sticks, and so we've just been communicating by Skype or FaceTime.
Okay. All right. So all that being said, obviously, especially with the lockdown sessions, that's how you guys have, that's what you've been just forced into doing, I mean, playing in this fashion, as we're all kind of self-quarantining, for whatever the heck comes next. Yeah. But,
we're going to get through it. I mean, it's hard. We're starting to get used to the whole process of how we have to live to try and live with it,
Right.
And I would definitely, if there was some gigs, I would definitely go. I would just be really careful about being around anybody, and I'd be really careful about, if I went to a club and there was limited capacity, if I was able to get in there. Of course, when I got home, I'd probably, put those clothes in the wash and shower up or whatever, just to be safe. But I really miss live music. I miss seeing it. I really miss going for a beer and watching some like the Baked Potato in Los Angeles is a great hangout. But right now everything's shut. So just waiting, doing a lot of stuff, research online, watching bands online, what they're doing, and we'll get there,
So what's this situation with Holy Ground then? I mean, what do you got? Obviously, we know you guys have pushed it off to 2021, but
yeah.
So is it just literally sitting there on the back burner? Are we doing anything else with that? Have you guys at least maybe looked at experimenting with the idea of doing some official music videos in support of that?
We have the one for Unspoken that's out. It's on the Dead Daisies YouTube channel, and then this Bustle and Flow is the next song that's going to come out. It's called Bustle and Flow. Okay. And it's there's going to be a video for that. So that's what's happening with that. And then we just announced yesterday the start of the rescheduled tour dates, and it's called the Get Out of the House tour. So everybody wants to get out of the house. We're starting in Europe in February, next 2021. So we're just right at this point, keeping busy, writing, doing some social media, trying to keep people engaged with the band, know that we love them and that we, can't wait to get back out there. And we really appreciate everyone's support, and we support them too. We really appreciate them.
Well, everyone appreciates you persevering through this and making music, to kind of pass the time by, and there's no better way than with the lockdown sessions from the Dead Daisies, because everybody, again, we are here with the man, Doug Aldrich, and man, awesome
one of them,
stuff. Man. Yeah, one of them, man. Yes, nah, man, you're awesome. Without naming names or anything like that, I mean, you are quite the prolific and proficient guitarist in your own right. Have you kicked around the idea of, or have you already kind of teamed up with any of your peers out there? Are you doing anything like any solo work, any Doug Aldrich specific, where you're jamming with your guys?
Nope. I've been full Daisies this time. Me and Glenn just been keeping busy now that we're able to actually meet up, been keeping busy working on, we're also kind of getting him the songs that he's going to be working on for the tour. And then we've got the new songs. We've got to start rehearsing those at the end of the year, I guess, is when we're planning on doing it.
Right on.
And basically just trying to keep our chops up. But I haven't been doing anything with anybody else, really. I did a couple sessions, and some charity stuff. But
you should, man. There's so many guys out there I can think of that, man, if you were jamming with them, just kind of just guitar solo type stuff,
I do love doing it. I've been pretty busy. There's been as much as, what happens is when I'm home to be a dad and being with the family.
That's awesome.
Now I'm at home to be with the family, but also working. So it's been really busy.
We gotta work, man.
Also renovating my house. So, and I'm the foreman. I'm the contractor. So it's like there's a lot going on everywhere. So I get a little morning 3 hours where I can do stuff like this. And then I got to pick up my daughter at school, which is coming up, and I got to leave in about 3 minutes.
Oh, all right. Well, we're going to wrap this right up. And thank you, Doug. You're keeping me in check. We're time boxing. Doug's watching the clock. He's like, all right, Scott's going to talk to me all day here. I got to shut him down. So he shuts up.
What it is I really enjoy talking to you all the time. Me and you could talk for hours.
We could.
My daughter is, she goes to this really exclusive preschool where they only have like they have probably like a couple dozen kids total in the whole school.
All right.
And
that's cool.
So they take their temperature every day, and they sanitize, and it's, it's for a little kid, it's good to have that socialism and stuff.
Gotta. Yeah, we're all dealing with it, man. I know. My youngest is 12. I have the twins, like we talked about, but my youngest, we don't even know what's going to happen, but I know you gotta go. So everybody, again, we are here with the one and only Doug Aldrich, and make sure you go check out the lockdown sessions if you haven't done so already. They're streaming. They're out there. Go out to the Dead Daisies YouTube channel. Please go check that out, and there's a lot of great stuff coming. Glenn Hughes, what an amazing addition to the band. Just a totally different sound than we've ever heard in the past. And if you enjoyed this podcast here with Doug and yours truly, Scotty J, please go out to youtube.com/Rock Titan and subscribe. And go out to rocktitan.tv. You'll be able to see our reviews and news and all kinds of other good stuff. And Mr. Aldrich, it is always an honor and a privilege. I love hanging out with you, man.
My privilege, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do, and thanks to your fans, and look forward to seeing you in PA.
Yes.
Next year.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody, I'm Scotty J, the Rock Titan live. Be safe out there.
Thanks, Later. Scott.
You got it. Everybody, I am Scott. All right, we are back. So, how cool was that? Again, we've caught up with Doug in the past. We've spoken with him with his project Burning Rain, as well as the Dead Daisies, back when John Corabi and Marco Mendoza were a part of that But we got a whole new chapter going on with the lockdown sessions, and we got Glenn Hughes. Incredible. He's absolutely awesome. And to wrap up this show, I'm going to play 30 Days in the Hole that you guys can all see again, because I know you only got to catch a very tail end of it in the beginning if you've been watching this entire time. But again, thank you. For everyone that's watching Rock Titan TV right now, Rock Titan Live, thank you. It means the world to me, and hopefully we're going to be delivering some very exciting content, in the days, weeks, and months ahead. But all that being said, again, I want to give a very special shout out to Kiki Plesha, Ion Indie Magazine, and IndieCast TV. You mean the world to me. Thank you so much for making this all happen. And everybody continue to just do what you got to do out there. Be safe. I know things are very stressful and whatnot. We have an uncertain fall ahead of us. It's hard to believe that the summer's already almost over, and we haven't even had any concerts. The concert season has not been allowed to happen. We need that to get back to the way it was, in 2019. So 2021 can at least be a year for the ages. But again, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you go subscribe, like our social media, wherever you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, the website, please, and I'm putting out reviews of everything. We're reviewing new music from all these awesome bands all the time. And again, thank you for watching. And everybody, this is 30 Days in the Hole from the Dead Daisies. I'm Scotty J. We're out.
Chicago green, told of my black Lebanese, a dirty room and a silver corkscrew, giving my release, the black Nepali, got you weak in your knees, squeeze some doors and now you got your buzz on. You know it's hard to believe. 30 days in the hole. 30 days in the hole. 30 days in the hole. I got 30 days. Newcastle Brown sure smack you down, make a greasy oil and roll in there slow. If you live on the road, there's a new highway code. You take the urban noise with some damn poison. You gotta lessen your load. 30 days in the hole. 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 Oh, yeah. Got you weak in your knees. Gonna squeeze some girls and now you got your buzz on. You know it's hard to believe. Newcastle Brown can sure smack you down. You take a greasy whore and roll in this floor. You know your jailhouse by 30 days.